So we wanted to facilitate access to facts and figures for prospective citizens. It's more focused on, well, really using actual data for simple human being, just you and me. What we wanted to do is have a user-friendly and accessible dashboard for this data. Use the simple technology, but also use a customer rating for people looking to find a place in Luxembourg to live. And aggregate as much data as we can in a simple and easy to understand scoring. The idea is to aggregate a lot of different data sources for location when you look for a place to live. Aggregate these data sources and have one simple information for your search. Let's say, for example, you're a family, you want to find a place to live in Luxembourg. You will take into consideration facilities such as shops, schools, proximity, transport proximity, but also the prices and so on and so on. So there is a lot of information that you have to gather to have one simple score to live in Luxembourg. And it really depends on your profile. If you're single, maybe you would be more interested by nightlife, less by family, more by business or nature. If you're family, it would be completely different. So we wanted to do something like this kind of website. So have several easy to understand score depending on where you're searching for to live. So we went through a lot of data sources depending on several categories, but we chose to focus on these categories. So transport, living, health, children, estate, and working. And for each of these categories, have subcategories and see if we had available data sources. We went through a few of them and just checkmarked the ones that were usable, that we think that we can build something with. A few of them are okay. So the blue ones are those we didn't have time to really investigate. But nevertheless, there are a few of them. And for those, we chose to really demonstrate what we could end up with using here as a location.
Yeah, the blue ones are also probably data set that we explored, but the format is not quite easy to reuse just right now, so it needs some transformation, and we didn't have time to do it today.
Some pain points were identified. So when going through all the various data sources, there are first one, mixed geocoding systems. So sometimes GPS, sometimes LUREF, sometimes WGS. It really depends. So maybe there is an opportunity there to have a public API for easy transformation of data entries from one format to the other. There are a lot of different websites and references. There are lots of data that are not available or not so fresh. So it would be interesting to have a better governance, maybe have a community contribution and I would say community governance here. Some valuable data sets are interesting for the citizens, but nevertheless are locked by private companies. I'm thinking of Editus, for example, which have a lot of interesting data, but we don't have access to. There are also multiple data format and distribution methods. It's really it's really a pain because each time you look at one data source, it's a format. You go to the other data source, completely different format. So there is quite some work there to unify the data formats and maybe have some sort of certifications or reward for the complaint data providers. And finally, maybe also there is a lack of documentation. We thought that maybe it could be interesting to really encourage data providers to document using maybe a specific template so that everyone shares the same templates to document the data. And yeah, maybe something that we could see.
So I'm not quite sure with that resolution, but let's try to zoom in. So the idea was to have something really simple, just like a web search. So you put Thanks. So you just input the address that you already saw an ads online of something that you like, and we give you like quick insight about the risk, like immediate information, a quick interactive map, and then we display information based on the different data set. And we're gonna also you can see, for example, here it's red. There are some models that are orange or stuff like that. So it's trying to have a scale and give you a visual representation of how it's good or bad based on your profile.
Yeah, and I forgot to mention that the general idea is to have these indicators available for B2B. Let's say, for instance, for let's say for Atom or Imotop, to provide these indicators into the search results that would provide when you're looking for housing.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.